And we're back. Game 3. Are you leaning one way or the other, Lacoste? How are you feeling about these drafts?
I would say that RNG's lineup can play extremely fast. The only one who kind of counters this Timbersaw is OD. I said Grimstroke is really nice to have against him. But you have another extremely tanky core, and they come online fast, so the synchronization from RNG will be there. I'd say these lineups are pretty even. Like in the previous one, there was 90% to 10 who's going to win.
Well, right now the odds showing 1.45 for RNG, 2.63 for EHOME. So still leaning RNG after that Game 2 victory. Pretty important game as well. Getting into that grand final early on, not dropping down into the lower bracket, as we've got Newbie and Vici Gaming waiting in that best of 3 tomorrow. And of course the loser of this up against the winner of that the day after. Bounty Runes, Faith Bian Jin Q, and Y, all on the right side of the map. With September and Flywin on the left, 2 for 2, as we expect nowadays. Setsu mid TA, Ogre for super down bottom with the Monet Lifestealer. For now, Lacoste, it looks like a tri-lane. Y, Faith Bian and Jin Q, the Grim Clock and Marana. Is that going to be, what, Inkswell Cogs? No, it's not. No, it's not. Y comes up top to pair up with a Sylar Lone Druid who has to face off against Flywin Timber, September Nyx. That is a pretty oppressive lane. I mean, what, you can get Timber to like level 3 and the Nyx can just go roaming, right?
Yes, Timbersaw wants to have a solo lane, but the same thing goes for Lone Druid. They might leave Lone Druid once he hits level 5 because there's no real kill potential unless they like get Entangle. But Timbersaw should be careful in this matchup. Like if they get some lucky Entangling Claws roots, Grimstroke's still waiting with his spell to see what he's gonna go for.
Yeah, it is magical damage out of the Entangling Claws as well. And Y still holding that point. Inkswell onto Bear. Pretty nasty stuff. Mid lane, TA just face tanking a couple of Astrals. Has nothing to say, dranks the wave back into his own tier 1. Ogre dropping low bottom though, Faith Bian. Jin Q actually taking first blood there over on Super. Ogre usually an incredibly tanky hero and difficult to kill, but Battery Assault Arrow making short work of the big boy.
It's hard for them since he's a melee hero. If he gets zoned out, caught on a different side, especially once Clockwork gets to level 2, gets a point in Cogs, and then Arrow is going to be much easier for him to land.
What's Sylar going to be buying up top? He's got Javelin queued. No Orb of Venom or anything on his bear, though. Timbersaw with Ring of Protection, Quelling Blade. September with Boots still kind of wandering around. Interesting, Dire Observer Ward will be able to scout his movements if he does come into mid. Down bottom, Faith Bian sitting about half HP. Monet doing a good job just keeping tabs on the Clockwork and getting that damage in thanks to Bloodlust. Lifestealer's attack speed is like insane now.
It is. It's just way too good to attack. Marana can always farm the jungle camp on the side. They need to kill these little wild wings so that they get the most out of this lane.
Yeah, maybe try and stack it up or just click him down. She's got a Blightstone. So that's what's helping them a little bit against that Ogre. Centaur stomping some dire creeps up top. Nice pull across by Y. Nyx Assassin thinking about going in and contesting it. Will wrap around behind. Y not going to be able to find any wards or anything there. Is that... Oh, was that just blocked by the Nyx walking into it then?
I think it was.
Multiple times, apparently. Damn nice.
How's mid lane doing? 8-6 against 12 and 7. It's hard once OD gets 2 points in Astral. And if you're not using side blades efficiently, if you can just play around it really, sometimes these matchups really determine how good you're using side blades.
Yeah, absolutely. Down bottom. Marana has shifted towards that mid lane. Radiant Observer sees her coming though. They know exactly what's happening. 20 seconds until the runes spawn. No bottles for the mid laners, but a nice arrow. Quick refraction, very fast on the fingers there, Setsu. Still has stick, fairy fire, and should be able to withstand the onslaught as the courier. Oh my goodness, is that 1 HP? Yeah, literally 1 HP, but 3 hits from September will finally secure it, as Mirana now has to deal with an Ogre rotation. Oh my goodness, the Invis rune spawns up top lane. Y will take it, and actually rotates into mid to look for a little bit more. Astral at the ready, nothing to say, zapped of his mana by that burn from Nyx. And we've got a 3 versus 3, tri-lane versus tri-lane, mid lane. It's the meat grinder.
That's what happens around 4-minute mark, and you have these sustainable laners want to play alone, get the levels for themselves. Also on the bottom lane, I don't think you can kill Lifestealer anymore. He's way too tanky. Clockwork has a bottle, but he does not threaten a kill.
Jin-Q kills off Setsu's courier. Good pressure towards nothing to say's OD though. Setsu very deep under tower here, and Jin-Q has the leap arrow if you want to go for it. Y with the ink spell moves forward. Setsu gonna get stunned up here. The connection's good, and the arrow perfect. Super doesn't block it up, even with a 2-man impale. They find the kill onto that TA as Y trades his courier out for it. And this leaves, like you were saying, these 2 side lanes in 1v1s where, you know, Timbersaw and Lone Druid both pretty happy. Clockwork doing, you know, very well against this Lifestealer, still keeping up in farm.
He can farm with either Berry Assault, drag the creep wave, last hit with a rocket, but he still becomes a position 4 later on. Unless you get Aghanim, then you have 2 hook shots, and it's going to be much easier for you to reset things for your own team. By having double initiation, double cogs against Lifestealer. Nyx Assassin has to be one of the worst position 4 heroes in the game if you don't have a good laning partner, like if there's no stun, like Timbersaw here. So what do? You just need to get yourself to level 6, somehow find experience, maybe drag a creep wave behind the tower.
September's courier sniped by Y in behind that tier 1. Lots of courier snipes this game, so extra gold flowing into the pockets of both sides as OD secures himself the bottom regen rune. That Astral, problematic for RNG. Whose ward is this? Radiant ward watching Jin-Q. But Y is watching September. That mana burn, yes, you've annoyed nothing to say, but now you have to feel the ink swell from Y. Arrow slides on forward, connects onto Nyx, but the OD's stunned and held in place. Carapace turning again, but the Astral buys him a bit of time to focus. Super down. Setsu, I'm not sure if you want to get involved in this one. September's dropping, and Jin-Q will secure it. They do get themselves the Y Grimstroke as a trade back, but Super, a couple of hits from death. The leap forward, Jin-Q realizes has to leap back out again because both of his teammates have retreated or died.
That's it. That's what Nyx Assassin brings. 1 stun, maybe a mana burn if he has enough mana, and that's it. There's a huge difference between what position 4s can do in this game. I mean, once he gets to level 6, he has a built-in break, which is always good, and the ganking. Also, I see both Lifestealer and Lone Druid are going for Javelin / Maelstrom. Getting Javelin this early on is very efficient anymore, since the damage got reduced from 100 to 80.
And it looks like Mask of Madness there as all mid lane, big rotations. Faith Bian's hookshot does secure them a kill on Setsu, but not before Nothing to Say falls. And with Monet's arrival, it's a 2-for-1 in which RNG come out on top.
What's going on, Gary? We have 8 heroes being on the mid lane.
It's insanity. Yeah, Lone Druid and Timbersaw just farming away top lane. Timbersaw is 50-3, top of the pops there with Hood Soul Ring. Yeah, Sala is going into that Mask of Madness after the Javelin. He's going to put those on his bear, right? We don't see... Can you play ranged Lone Druid still?
Not that I've seen lately.
No, I don't think so. It's one of those things where he's holding onto them on his main hero for now. And yeah, the mid lane has been pretty much a slaughter fest as we do start to see the the ramifications of this. Nyx level 3, Grimstroke Ogre level 4. Mirana at the very least can farm jungle and take out some of the big creeps with arrow. But RNG looking pretty good net worth wise across all 3 of their cores. The OD is the one really struggling here in this game. 2.6k, 1 death on nothing to say. Trying to get into the Aghanim Scepter now as treads, I believe, are completed and coming out to him. Timbersaw up top, claws, and the Phantom's Embrace. He's got to destroy that little Phantom to get rid of the silence, but he's got no one charges, no soul ring, and no mana, so he can't chain, he can't really do anything skill-wise to get away, but with level 4 reactive armor, you know what? He doesn't need to.
He has 24 stacks. And what's going on
mid lane,
in mid lane? We
block.
have like 6 heroes again.
Super tanks the arrow so Setsu stays alive, but Courier's gonna get sniped again. You can't bring Courier's mid. There are too many heroes here. 2-man Impale out from the Nyx Assassin, but Faith Pian, hookshot, Ogre caught. And it might be a bonus kill onto September's Nyx. That battery assault going to work. Jin Q on a killing spree. Setsu was stuck around. Why hasn't Setsu run? Another Courier's died! Faith Pian has an Inkswell, and I don't know what the TA was thinking. Lifestealer comes in to try and fight. They trap them both inside the cogs. Monet, he's battling into Faith Pian, but the Odin doing absolutely nothing. Has another Astral, but Setsu walks it off. A banish to the Lifestealer now, and Setsu looking for Jin Q. Oh no, arrow, 1 leap away is all it takes to retreat from battle. And EHOME do lose the clockwork, but getting a lot of pressure here onto RNG as they force massive rotations.
This is what I want to see. Like, sorry, all the heroes moving to the mid lane. Even Monet rotated as a life dealer. All the towers still healthy and alive. 10 kills, 10 minutes in. So far, so good, Gary.
It sure is. Fun and action-packed. 4 to 6. A kill a minute, but still lots and lots of action. As the Lone Druid finishes off his mom. And Sylar, the classic. Oh, it's 10 minutes. Oh, it's time to go into the jungle. Gets himself boots out on his main hero. But the thing is, with this build, like, have you built Mom Javelin to farm, or have you built it to actually go and fight? Because you do a lot of damage.
These are just cost-efficient, cheap items that are good at every stage of the game. It allows you to farm faster and allows you to fight with your own team. Now Timbersaw is on the top lane, but he might still die.
Oh, with that arrow beautifully placed. Jin Q, thanks to Faith Pian's hookshot, get themselves 4 heroes top. So they're like, right, mid lane, that's enough of that nonsense. We're going to kill the Timbersaw and slow down his progression and acceleration as the pipe on Timber is done. And this is a key point in the game now, like we were mentioning in the draft, where TA farms jungle, and I think the other 4 heroes from RNG should be looking for tier 1s with that Timbersaw.
First Moonlight Shadow, you want to get a better kill than... I want to find something else.
Oh, Ogre might have felt the body blocks. Yeah, they're going to try and take down Super. The silence onto the TA and Inkswell there, connecting on Setsu. Down goes the Templar Assassin. They should be able to get Super as well. A bit of heal from Monet's Lifestealer, so they turn onto Faith Pian with the Maelstrom procs. September zones out the Grimstroke, so 1 for 1. Soulbind will try and hold a couple of heroes in place, but why? Will be an additional bonus kill here for RNG. Unless he can deny himself to Roshan, which he can. Why? Beautiful play. Up towards top lane, though. Flywin gets the Mirana. So 3 for 1. RNG favored.
They lost like 2 position 4s and position 5 to get a kill on TA. That's the 3rd kill on Templar Assassin. She is struggling. Every single time you kill Templar Assassin, she just struggles way more than other heroes because she has ways of flash farm with the traps, with the side blades, and with the Lone Druid on the other side. They could easily take the Roshan away from TA's lineup, which is pretty big.
Astral top. They want that arrow. They want the cogs and battery assault as well. Flywin gets pushed away. Jin Q now has the chain stun, but I don't know if it's going to be enough. Flywin incredibly tanky, resilient against all of this damage. OD has 13 stacks, and there it is. Sanity's Eclipse. That should have been a massive chunk of damage. 500 HP on the Timber, but he chains down to the south. He's healing. He's still going.
Battery.
Oh my goodness. Battery assault, yes, from Faith Pian, and okay, Flywin not getting away from that one with a final arrow. Whoa, it's not enough. An Astral
alive,
again
13
finally
charges.
dies. Now the Astral onto the Nyx Assassin as Super sticks around, and Y with a nice Inkswell will try and catch September with a dust. A leap across, no stun there, but the damage is enough. EHOME this time getting the upper hand in the trade, keeping their tier 1 top alive as well, so Timbersaw keeps getting sucked up to this lane.
Very action-packed game. Templar Assassin just bought a Blink Dagger, so that will increase her farming ability. Lifestealer, of course, going for that Heaven's Halberd against Lone Druid and his Bear, and OD is going to be extremely efficient. We did not lose a single tier 1 tower.
Bottom Radiant tier 1, full HP. Mid has lost like 300 health. Top is the same. Or is it just the Dire top tier 1? That's the only one that's, I guess, bottom tier 1 as well, taking significant damage. But here comes the second Moonlight Shadow Lacoste. Clockwork with hookshot again. This is something that I think EHOME are doing much better than other teams. Of course, they do have the tools to fully utilize this. The combo with Inkswell hookshot onto Monet. They've got the silence and Lifestealer is done for. Claws and Tangle, and that fear even used up by Solar just to make damn sure he dies. In comes RNG though. They are smoked and they're swinging into battle. 4 heroes strong, looking for some kind of retribution. Sentries down, will spot them coming in, and with the Soulbind, they actually make a play forward. Onto the Timbersaw they go. The stun back onto Clock catches him out, but the Bear going to work on the TA. Entangling Claws, Refraction back up in 2 seconds, but they've trapped Flurwin inside the cogs. Where's the Chain Stun? They need Faith Beyond back in the fight, but he's out of abilities and they've lost the Bear. Sylar can resummon now. Stunned up on his way out. But that's a big rotation from RNG that comes to nothing. Yes, the Bear is 300 gold, 300 XP, but it's also OD farming mid lane very safely.
Still tier 1 tower yet to fall. What is Timbersaw doing? After full pipe, Heaven's Halberd. It's gonna be hard to fight into 2 Heaven's Halberd. Nyx Assassin, like, he kind of struggles. Right now maxing out Carapace, which is a correct play. But there isn't too much damage that is uncontrollable. Maybe from something from Clockwork. Other than that, it's hard to set up a good gank. Yeah, man, like... Sylar is so farmed. He needs 1500 gold to finish off MKB.
It is real nice. But yeah, it's like Starstorm or Astral really here for the Carapace of Nyx Assassin. Mainly, of course, the OD with the Astral. As RNG, again, heavily group up. We've seen this from them before. If they can't really go and play side lanes or get farm efficiently, they'll group up, take towers together, make sure they play around this Timbersaw, who is at one of his strongest points. And Clockwork, you know, he's been making great rotations, but being sucked into these fights with his 2 supports means that his net worth is starting to drop. But they've got Mirana, right? Mirana's kind of soaking up any, or picking up the slack where Clockwork is dropping it.
The thing is, Mirana can't really become your position 3, doesn't scale that with the items. Yeah, you can buy like E-Blade, Dagon, blow people up. Right now, Yule Scepter will give her mana sustain, and the setting things up with an arrow. You use Yule Scepter, leap away, and then an arrow.
Well, they kill off Y. At the same time, they're taking tier 2 bottom. Timbersaw comes in to try and defend. He is all alone, but Sylar is afraid of what's around the corner. Faith Bian and Jin Q in position here to maybe make a play, but I don't know if they can do it 3 versus 1 on this Timber with Pipe and the ability to TP and react. So September's going to be the target of choice. Quickly try and zap him down, but he's stayed alive for long enough to turn with a 2-man stun.
Oh, what
and Flywin wheels up into the air. They chase down Mirana, bring her down, and Faith Bian trapped here behind enemy lines and ripped apart by 5 RNG heroes as they do lose their tier 2. Killed off by Sylar, but killing off Clock and Mirana, well worth it, it feels like.
TA getting close to finishing off her Deso. This is where RNG takes a fight, and if they just kill 1 hero, they're gonna go into Roche.
Clockwork closing in on that Spirit Vessel. But there, like you mentioned, the MKB complete on Sylar, and that's significant damage from the Bear with Mask of Madness and Monkey King Bar. OD has his Aghanim Scepter, and he's even halfway towards Blink Dagger now. So the 2 primary heroes here for EHOME, I guess the 2 cores you would say, is the other... You know, there's 2 cores and 3 supports, basically, the way they're playing this. Over on RNG, very much the 3-core lineup. Timbersaw to frontline and tank. TA is that Roche threat, of course. Immediate kill threat onto heroes, and the more sustained damage out of Lifestealer with the Maelstrom.
And with the levels. Like Ogre, if he hits level 12 with multicast, he still deals a ton of damage.
Level 15 TA, 14 Lifestealer. Mirana and Clockwork both cracking level 10, and that's what, 5 armor for the Clockwork. Mirana with 200 health. RNG with that Vendetta Nyx, just trying to find an opening. A banish, but no fear as the instant rage from Monet turns to fight the bear. Now they try and send them back, but that bear is dropping low. Two-man Silence comes in with a Soulbind with a double Astral on top. They reset the fight and then disengage. EHOME don't want to get stuck up in this one. The Moonlight Shadow to get up onto the high ground, but Sylar will lose his bear on the way out. And RNG, they're thirsty, they're hungry for more. They want a tower, they want a Roshan, some kind of objective just to make it all worthwhile. Oh no.
I said that there isn't a good spell to carapace off. Maybe I was just being dumb or not paying attention. Once OD uses Astral, it's pretty easy to set things up for him. But the way he's playing right now, nothing to say, uses Astral and instantly runs away from it. And this is what I just talked about. They didn't even get a kill. They run straight into Roche Pit. The damage output is way too much. Timber needs 100 gold to finish the second Heaven's Halberd. It's going to be so much easier for RNG to take a fight then. Something
has bugged out on my PC and we lost the game feed for about 5 minutes, I think, there. Sorry, guys, in Twitch chat, it is fixed now, as you can see. I literally just had to turn it off and on again. Something happened with the game capture in OBS. Unfortunately, I didn't spot it fast enough, but we're back in properly now with Faith Beyond Clockwork in the midst of battle. Astraled up to save him for a few seconds longer. Flywin shredded by the OD, but now the Fire Blast multicast blink out by Setsu, and the Fear sends the next assassin back. EHOME trade 1-for-1 offlaner for offlaner, but that's better for them than it is for RNG.
It's still an offlaner for an offlaner, but as you said, Clockwork is position 4 at the moment. Lifestealer getting a basher. I want to see some initiation from Nyx Assassin on top of OD. This is their save. If they kill OD with the Nyx Assassin carapace stun or just straight up initiation from Vendetta, they should be able to take this one easy.
Give me 1 minute, Lacoste.
I will.
Thanks.
So another smoke from EHOME. Arrow. Oh, almost connects on Temporal Assassin. She had the Aegis. It would be 2 kills in a row because they did not have the tier 2 tower, the output to teleport to. Meanwhile, on the top lane, Lifestealer putting some pressure on the top lane. Arrow connects. It's on Timbersaw. He's hard not to crack.
He sure is, and now it is full retreat time. Great two-man stun. Y and Faith Beyond both being picked off, and RNG striking. Incredibly potent. 5 heroes swinging into action, and they're going for a little bit more here. September maybe could have caught the Mirana, but they'll focus on the tier 2 instead with Deso, Blink, Aegis, TA, Halberd over on the Timber, and the Lifestealer, like you've been mentioning, so difficult to handle the Halberds. Sylar on this lone druid, yes, he was top net worth for quite a long time in this game, but the dual core of EHOME not really matching up to the high ground push that's coming now from RNG. This tier 3 is going to be shredded. Can EHOME defend this? They'll have an Astral.
No,
they'll have an arrow soon. 2 seconds. It's difficult though. TA yules into the air. Jin Q going to send the arrow forward, but the TA still has BKB Aegis. Another 2 minutes on that second life. And nothing to say, just trying to buy time for as long as he can. Lone Druid is shoving bottom lane, so that's the trade they are making. Tier 3 for tier 3. And now the fight trying to kick off, but the hookshot, I don't know if he caught Y, but it didn't catch an enemy hero, that's for sure. Fire Blast for the Soulbind, turn it back. Faith Beyond trapped inside the cogs, but the Astral is there to stop him taking damage from the Chakram. Flywind doesn't close the gap, but Faith Beyond falls and the Lone Druid comes in. Battling the Nyx Assassin, bringing him down. Nothing to say, has a self-Astral. And 9 charges on that potential ulti. Forced to buy back now though, as RNG chasing Y back into the base, but it's the big target at the front, the Lone Druid Bear. They're spam pinging the bear! Kill it off! 300 gold and XP, and the hero will fall immediately. Dead for 50 seconds, no Sylar, no bear, no buyback. He's 40 gold away from it.
OD getting some stacks, but he can't use the ulti because he already died. He needed to do. Took a tier 3 tower on the bottom lane, sets instantly TPs, even though he's the one with the Aegis. Just pulls off Sylar of those Raxes and immediately runs down the mid lane.
Another Astral. 20 seconds for the Bear. Clockwork has maybe gone a bridge too far here. Monet is so powerful, a hook shot out defensively. As they lose that full lane of barracks, and they can easily come for the top tier 2, which is already very low, and maybe even just continue going high ground again. Aegis still in the hands of TA for 30 seconds.
Yeah, they want to make something happen, force any long cooldown spell on TA. Okay, BKB, well, I don't think that was intended. Now it's time to go back.
Time to run away, I guess. They do catch the Timbersaw with an Astral. Long-range arrow sliding forward, needing that second Astral, meaning the Inkswell doesn't connect. But they should have damage here to take down Flywind regardless. He's in a 1 versus 5, trapped up in the Entangling Claws, and that fear will finish him off.
These Heaven's Halberds really crippling them. EHOME understands they need to get some vision, prepare for second Roche. What is Sylar building? Going for AC. So he will have mixed damage, both physical and magical, coming up. MKB and AC, and his team needs armor against Lifestealer and Deso and TA. A little bit of mistake there from Setsu, misclicking BKB, otherwise pretty sure RNG would take the fight. Garrett, did you fix the thing?
Yeah, we fixed it. I was just making sure it all popped back up on stream. Yeah, I don't know what happened there. Some bug with OBS and the black magic capture. I literally just had to turn it off and on again, and it was back. It turned itself off somehow. Deary, deary me.
Somehow.
I mean, I didn't do it. It didn't. It just did it to itself. I don't know, man. Sometimes technology does stuff like that, you know? Sometimes bad shit happens to good people, and it's sad. How are we looking buyback-wise? Because I think EHOME are going to need them very, very soon. No buyback on anyone important, really. OD on cooldown. Lone Druid, 1,000 gold away from it. Grimstroke has it, but Clockwork also a bit yikes. 13k
I don't see
lead for
any
RNG.
big game-changing items coming out on EHOME's side. There is AC. It's also not a game-changing item. OD going 4 staff, so the kiting potential will be there. RNG knocking on their tier 3 towers once again.
And they've got the Jump Abyssal Blade immediately onto Nothing to Say. The Bash again, chain stunning this OD. He's so close to death, it's 1 hit away. The Astral will, yeah, he's gone. He blinks, he's out. No, he's not. Setsu with the BKB, jumps into the back and finds the snipe. Dead for 90 seconds, and that's the opening they needed. RNG to close this one out now with another great stun onto the Bear. Sylar is being saved by the Clockwork hookshot. Cogs around on the TA, but she just stands her ground. Annihilates the Clock. He's got buyback. He can come in, but he's got nothing left to actually give. His arsenal has been depleted, and Sylar is GG. They've called it. RNG will take the series 2-1, progress to the grand finals, and EHOME will drop down into that lower bracket.
I love the itemization from Lifestealer in this game. He gets that fast Maelstrom, builds into Heaven's Halberd, great against both of the cores on EHOME, and they only